I am happy. We are so happy that we have, and we're honored, we're humbled to be with a person that sees through the lives and the artworks of these people, their storyline into an empty canvas. Kaya here with us this morning, we have Miss Farah Manuel, and she is the curator of Alimuom 2021. Good
Good
morning!
morning!
Good morning, everyone.
Yun!
Nice to be here.
Yun, Ma'am Farah. Good morning sa inyo. Bumati naman tayo sa ating mga nanonood, mga ka-rangers at mga sumusuporta sa ating mga alagad ng sining.
Um, Magandang umaga po sa lahat ng nanonood ngayon and um, sana po makapunta po kayo sa
Mhm.
exhibit. Mamaya ipapakita
Mhm.
natin yung mga features.
Right, we have a few more days pa kasi malapit nang mag-end ang Alimuom 2021. Pero Miss Farah, we just wanted to start off, what is Alimuom 2021 and what does it embody?
Okay. So, Alimuom 2021 is part of the Ibagyo Contemporary Creative Festival that happened in November and ended lang nung November 30. And basically, this is the city's efforts to um, validate our place in the UNESCO Creative Cities Award, di ba? In 2017, we were awarded the UNESCO Creative City bilang folk arts, no? Center of Folk Arts. And one of the main features here is the contemporary show, which is the Alimuom nga. So, the way it was conceptualized, Alimuom is supposed to gather or put together a range of works coming from our leading Baguio artists as well as practitioners of arts in Benguet. And it's um, supposed to feature more than 100 works by these leading artists. And if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the bigger events happening every year wherein we put together a lot of important works in a show.
Yes, Ma'am Farah, itong mga ganitong platform natin tulad ng ating art exhibit ay nagiging malaking avenue para sa ating mga alagad ng sining, lalo na dito sa ating creative city ng syudad ng Baguio. At itong event na to ay open sa lahat, hindi lang sa Cordillera. Tama po ba, Miss Farah?
Yes, one of the challenges, or one of actually the important features here, is we became very inclusive. We
Mhm.
included Sagada pottery. We have artists representatives from Benguet, Tuba, Tarlac, Itogon, La Trinidad, and so on. So marami din tayong mga invited guests or artists.
Yes, ito na nga, nabanggit natin yung challenges natin, lalo na ngayong pandemya. Paano tayo nagkakaroon ng ganitong mga idea of having art exhibit in a pandemic way?
Yes, it's very challenging, especially logistically. We feel like mobility is so limited at this point, no?
Mm.
But one important thing here is that the city is very helpful or very supportive of these efforts. That's why actually itong Alimuom, it's a combination or a collaboration of private individuals, specifically yung Creative Baguio City Council and the City Tourism Office under Engineer Alec Mapalo. So also we have a supplier. So all of these efforts coming together, nagiging mas successful yung event and maganda talaga siya.
Right, tama naman Miss Farah. There should be a collaboration of people, not just big entities, but looking into small entities as well. Miss Farah, how were we able to come up with 50 local artists? How did you conceive this? Paano na nangyari? Kasi that's a lot of artists putting in together in an event, and lalo na magkakaiba pa yung mindset nila and yung perspektibo nila, perspective nila in creating art.
Alam mo, ang kagandahan ng event na to is that I realized that yung sincerity ng artist to bring life to the art of the city is actually very much felt in the show. You sense the collaboration and yung spirit of cooperation nila. They wanted to contribute to the city. They wanted their work to also say something about the city. whether it's good or bad, no? So all of these things coming together, all the positive energy, no? Somehow all those efforts na malaki man sila, they were able to shine as a one voice, no, in this show. So one of the feature here, actually, that's the work gigantic mural by Leonard Aguinaldo. It's one of the more challenging to install kasi that's an 18-foot mural, and basically marami ding mga works that were quite kumbaga specific when you install them. So ang gaganda lang ng works because they have specificities that are unique to them, their specific techniques, their specific approach, and when they come together, it's like they're in dialogue, and they actually form a beautiful tune if they're music, no?
Right, tama, Miss Farah. Their individuality shines through even though with their differences. Tama ba, Kabsat?
Yes naman. At Miss Farah, as a curator, how does this art exhibit make difference or make an impact to the artist at dun sa buyer?
Okay. So, first of all, I wasn't able to mention pala the background of the show. I'd like to say lang that alimuom, as we know, is a Tagalog term. No,
Mm-mm.
it has to something to do with that smell
Mm-mm.
when after a gentle rain touches the earth or the soil, merong parang nag-emanate from the soil, and that chemical process nakakarating sa katawan. So that alimuom may either affect the body positively or negatively. So maganda yung show because it's a very open concept. We have political works and we also have very heritage, cultural based works. Okay, when it comes to benefits naman, the artists, of course, are sustained through buyers buying the work. No, so we actually have this selling show specifically to help also our artists continue with their craft. We know how important this is to an artist's life to sustain the passion, to also sustain a living. No, so we do not forego of the economic side because it's especially important at this time. So this is a selling show, and as you can see, yung mga works natin are very superior in terms of concept and quality. And somehow nagkaroon na rin tayo ng mga buyers coming in from outside, from Manila and also locally, and they understand that shows like this exist to not only showcase the best, but also to help garner support din naman from the audience, which are the art patrons. And if you're not an art patron and you're um, pro, you'd like to help your fellow artists or your members of the community, specifically the art community, this is your chance.
Yes. Ma'am Farah, tanong ko lang as a curator, dahil curious ako sa ganitong mga aspeto. Sabi nila, nag-iipon ang isang tao ng mga paintings para magkaroon ng chance na mabawasan ang kanilang tax. Tama ba?
Yes, meron ding tax deductible ng mga
Mm.
works kasi kunwari pinurchase nyo sila para in terms of
Mm.
ano naman, foundation
Mm.
yung tawag dito, yung nag-handle, like
Mm.
specifically mga foundation ng museum. So, namaminus sila. And then, declarable sila as
Mm.
possible tax deduction as well.
Ah, yun pala yun. And actually, Mister, we've always been curious as well with in terms of arts, ito sa mga itong events, if the paintings or the artworks are not sold, what happened po ba? Does the artist bring it home? Is there a place where our artist could just put it? Iimbakin ba nila? How do we do this? How do we make it more sustainable for our artist as well?
Okay, we pre-planned yung egress natin. So we actually have a documentation online. The website is ibag-eu, ibagyo.ph. So in that website, compilation yun ng lahat ng works and artists. And right now, bago mag-end yung show, online selling siya. So after the show ends, the website will function as a contact channel or contact point between the artist and the public. So magkakaroon doon ng public information on how to directly reach the artists naman because we'd like to sustain pa rin yung support natin even if tapos na po yung show.
Yun.
Naman pala. Yun pala, that's how it happens. And to mga car rangers natin that is interested to buy these artworks, it's certainly available on the website Miss Farah have told us. Miss Farah, sa mga artists naman natin, we just wanted to know, since the art event or the event was conceived during the pandemic time, ngayon, do we or are we getting enough support from the locals and other offices also or entities that we wanted to help out or where we want the help to be coming from po?
Okay. Since the establishment nga of the UNESCO 2017 Creative Cities Awards, nagkakaroon na ng pag-pick up ng mga support from the government as well as private entities. Pero to sustain that, we need ongoing or a functioning gallery. So, nagkaroon din tayo ng, I think it was one of the members, si Ma'am Elaine Sobrano, who actually created a bill saying, created a proclamation order that that site, the basement of the Baguio Convention Center, will be turned into a functioning gallery. So with functioning galleries like this, masusustain talaga yung distribution channel ng mga works ng artists natin and makaka-add din dun sa meeting point between the client and uh, the artist as well kung hindi man online. So I think importante talaga yung physical site and physical gallery. If we can sustain more of this in the city or just one big one, then it would be a whole lot of help na talaga.
Yun na, Miss Farah, thank you very much sa ganitong platform at avenue natin para matugunan at matulungan ang ating mga alagad ng sining, lalo na dito sa ating syudad ng Baguio. At Shikay, na alam ko binisita mo na ang Alimuom, tama ba?
Yes, Miss Farah. Actually, Miss Farah, I just wanted to make you aware that our other provinces were inspired with such event. Kasi nung pumunta po tayo dyan, kasama po natin ang mga dalawang beses po kaming pumunta dyan. The first one was to bring in Tourism Promotions Board to go around Baguio City and look for these creative spaces, and they were in awe to see these masterpieces. And the second time was we added or pinunta po natin ang mga tourism officers from the Cordillera province, and they told me that they wanted to adapt such event kasi sa each provinces natin we have our own unselfish, unbiased form of showing their art as well. Kaya Miss Farah, thank you. And we just wanted to ask lastly, what is your vision now for Alimuom?
Okay, now that the show is ending, I think this is only important na to note na when a show ends, the important part that there is that the message resonated with the audience. No, what message then? The message there is that as individuals, as private citizens, we can do our own little ways to support the city or to make changes so that we can have a better urban environment because that's the main point of the show to actually trigger certain responses from the audience so that we can be part of a greater solution. So I hope that resonated with the audiences, that they were able to get some message from the show, be it cultural advocacy ba or political advocacy as well as ecological advocacy. All of these carried by works in the show. So my hope is that it continues yearly, these kinds of events and platforms, and to post challenges for the audiences as well to become an active part of society as well.
Yes
Yes.
naman, Miss Farah, padayon sa iyong serbisyo at sa ganitong mga aspeto para matulungan ang ating mga artist dito sa syudad ng Baguio. At Miss Farah, invite naman natin ang ating mga ka-rangers at ang mga manonood sa Alimuom 2021.
So everyone, kung meron kayong 40 minutes to an hour, kindly come to Alimuom Contemporary Art Show at the basement of the convention center. And the show will run until December 12. It opens 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Wow, maraming
Yes.
maraming salamat, Miss Farah. And also, a comment was actually posted, hindi po sa comment ng live, but meron pong nag-comment that the artworks are world class and thank you daw po for reaching out to this artist, Miss Farah.
Thank you so much din po. It's been a pleasure.
Yun.
Yun.
Have a great day and padayon po, Ma'am Farah.
Thank you!